Oh, are we live now? Were we live like before? I see there's already comments. I hope we weren't live before. You guys might see me picking my nose or something. But yep, we are running the Oxbo floater. This is probably going to be the last of it for a while. We're out of lime and it's supposed to rain all next week. So I don't know if we'll get a chance to run this thing. Oh, it beeps at you when you try to drive in park. I don't know if we'll get to run this thing much tomorrow. Or not tomorrow. After this much rain, for all I know, this thing will move on to the next potential customer. So figured we would make the most of it and try to do a live stream out of it. I don't intend to do live streams every week. I guess I have done one last week and this week, but usually when a company brings us something to demo, I try to do a live stream from it. They've never asked. I just think it's kind of neat. You guys can actually see the machine working live in the field, good, bad, or ugly. But so far, I haven't really had any issues with this thing, and it's running pretty smooth. So, one thing about spread lime, this thing's loaded right now. We're driving to the field. Unfortunately, this field takes a lot of lime, and we'll only be able to do about 5 or 6 acres before it's empty again. So, uh, I don't know how much you're actually getting to see the machine work. You probably just see me driving down the road a lot. Yeah, the machine's quiet, but we're also sitting in an idle. This does have a CVT and it has an eco management mode, so it doesn't rev up a lot, not a lot of RPMs. But a lot of people have been asking about the ride of it, so you guys will get to see it here in a minute because we are on the road at the moment. But yeah, if this is for the people that are going to watch this after the live stream. It may not make much sense whenever I answer questions, but you can turn on the live stream live chat. Especially, I think you can do it if you're watching on desktop. I don't know about a mobile device, but if you do that, you can follow along with what people are commenting and why I'm answering certain questions. I know I've watched other people's live stream after the fact, and if you're not following along in the comments, they really don't make a whole lot of sense. So, is the audio good? Can everyone hear okay? Just get my phone mounted to a tripod, so hopefully everything sounds all right. This thing does run pretty quick. We're running 38 miles an hour right now. Ride's pretty good. Ours, I can't remember how fast our floater will run, our Targator, but it bounces pretty bad at the whole time. So part of that's because it's old. The tires are kind of wore out. I'm sure the tires in this floater have the technology in tires has advanced quite a bit. So it's hard to tell. A lot of people have asked me to compare it. It's not really a fair comparison to compare a 2006 model Targator to a brand new Oxbo floater. So this one's quite a bit nicer. If this is your first time tuning in and you're wondering why I'm in what kind of machine I'm in or whatever, this is an Oxbo 4103, I think. I can't remember what the number is on the side of it, but it's an Oxbo International floater. Oxbo is its own company. They are not owned by anybody. They manufacture a lot of specialty products for like grapes, potatoes. They make a lot of goofy stuff. I really don't know what spreaders and sprayers. So I have an Oxbo sprayer, and in the process of getting to know people through that relationship, they've decided to bring us one of these down to demo. To say this isn't a long-term demo. I don't think this will be here for a super long time or anything. But while it's here, we are going to use it. I'd be all right if they left it here for a while. It's a pretty fun machine to run. Like I said in the last video, I think it was the last video was the first time you guys seen this in the field, but ours have auto steer and this one does, so that makes it real nice because usually when in fertilizer, you're usually running pretty fast. You can run 13, 14 miles an hour, and without auto steer, that's kind of a pain in the butt. I know whenever I'm using that little light bar, I can't hold. I can, but I really struggle holding it on line. It's a lot easier to put it on auto steer. At least whenever I'm running the machine, we're wasting a lot less products. So this machine, it's equipped with a Ag Leader InCommand 1200. I think, actually, I don't know what the controller is. I would assume it's a Raven controller that's running the bed. I don't know if New Leader has their own kind of controller. Maybe they do. I'm not. It does say New Leader on the virtual terminal, but this is a New Leader bed. AgChem, AgCo, Terragator, whatever you want to call them, they use a new leader bed for the most part also. So the chassis is the only thing that's really different. The bed itself and the technology there would be the same on this or any other self-propelled for the most part. And I do know they also make a 5-wheel floater, Oxbo does. I don't think they're really marketing that towards row crops. I think they're more, well, I understood they were kind of marketing that towards municipalities. I think spreading like waste and stuff like that. So we only got another mile to the field, and then we'll actually get to spreading. Usually we would haul our lime to the field, but this time we just stockpiled a big pile of it when the weather was crappy. And I don't have anyone to haul it to the field for me. We would usually do that too, but this time we just tend it out of the grain beds. Makes for a lot of road time, but everybody else has been busy this week, so is what it is. Hope everybody's having a good afternoon. It is 60 degrees, so yeah, it's real nice here. Sunny, 60 degrees. I wish it would stay like this. I mean, it really gets you excited for spring. I mean, the grass is even starting to green up. Stays like this much longer, I have to mow. Not excited about that part. I love running equipment. I hate mowing the yard. Anybody else like that? I don't know if it's because we're running big equipment all day, but when I get home and I have to mow the yard, I'm not a fan at all. Yep. Neighbor. Gotta wave to the neighbors. That one was a farmer, so I'm not real concerned about him complaining whenever I kill his tomato plant on accident. Well, people wouldn't do that. Sometimes. Mistakes happen, but we haven't zapped too many gardens. But it has happened before. All right, just pulling into the field here. I'll turn the camera around and you guys can look out the cab. One thing I really like about this floater compared to our Terragator, this short hood, it's easy to see out of. We're in a combine cab. This is the same cab that's on our Kloss machines. Well, we'll wait on that semi. I think we could take him, but I don't want to risk it. But this has the same cab as our combines, and that's pretty handy. You can see out of it real well. I mean, a combine cab is built for visibility, so this one's, it is a combine cab. You just have this little blacked out area down, let's see if I can turn it down there where the hood sits up against it. But for the most part, it's pretty visible. All right, there we go. But yeah, I'm really liking that part of it. They claim that the short hood helps it ride better. I don't see how. And here's my logic. I mean, this would be like riding in a cab over semi versus riding in a 379 Pete. Generally, the longer wheelbase is going to ride the best. I would assume. But I mean, this does ride pretty well. It has cab suspension, so that has to help. I don't think. In fact, I know our Terragator does not have cab suspension, and it works. I mean, you can see the cab moving independently from the rest of the machine. Let's find our place where we ran out here. As with any time that I'm live streaming from the field, I mean, if we have a major breakdown or a major issue, we might have to jump off here early. The only thing I can foresee, I'm at the bottom of the lime pile, and some of that's a little damp, so hopefully this goes out of the bed real well. Did have a little bit starting to hang up last time, so what am I spreading? I am spreading lime, and before anyone asks, I cannot remember if this is high cal or high mag lime. It's whatever the soil recommendations called for. I just can't remember which one off the top of my head. Let's get to some questions before we get started here. Let our spinners get warmed up. Oh, gotta get out of road mode. Will not go. Spinners will not turn on while you're in road mode. There we go. Didn't warm up. Oh man, quite a few comments. Scotland. What time is it in Scotland? Oh boy, Ron's trolling the spam. Ron, careful. I'll block you. But you can be my biggest fan if you want. Seems like it's pretty quiet. Yeah, the cab's pretty quiet. Again, I mean, our machine's kind of old. I know the tailgaters have been redesigned quite a bit since that one, so I can't really give a good comparison on that. But yeah, I'm very happy with the cab. Like I say, it's a combine cab. So, for example, let me pop this thing off here. I mean, this is not the CBiz. This is their chassis monitor display, whatever you want to call it. But for the rest of it, this is all very similar for me. The joysticks, it even has some of the same markings. For example, that is the exact same out of my combine. That would have a picture of a reel on it if we were in the combine. I think that's our stop button, maybe. This would be our load on the go. That's our auger swinging out on the combine. So, I mean, some of it still looks pretty similar. But, yeah, cab's pretty good. How far are you from Michigan? Depends on what part of Michigan. We went on a family trip to Mackinac once, and I thought, oh, Michigan's not that far. It's just the next state up. And it was a 9.5 hour drive. So I think we're like 4 hours from Detroit or so. How wide are you spreading? I'm supposed to be spreading 60, but I think I've got quite a bit of overlap. Like the stream. Well, I appreciate it. If you guys do like the stream, hit the thumbs up. And you see this little, where's the little bell? I don't know where the little bell would be. But if you are watching it from home, there's where your live chat is if you're, watching this after the fact. Go Bengals. All right. I'm not a huge Bengals fan, but I'm also not a huge anybody fan. Apparently, if you sit long enough, they'll throw it in park. Spreading ag lime. Have you said price range? I don't know what this is listed at. I would imagine that it's pretty comparable with any other spreader. I mean, John Deere, Agco, they're all pretty expensive. That's why our spreader is a 2006. I do know that we paid less than one payment for a new spreader would be. We paid $20,000 for our spreader. How big's the bed? What number? What new leader number? What is that on the back of it? Hold on. Let's pop this thing off here and we'll go look. I think it says like 40. I don't know. I also don't know how big the bed is. Edge 4. 4,500. That's what she says. There's the unit. I don't know. I think it's rated for 12 tons. I don't know how many feet that is. Spread and lime. I mean, I'm putting quite a bit more than 12 on there just because lime's heavier than dry fertilizer. So, yeah. But let's hop in and we'll start making passes. And hopefully it gets a little wetter. Hopefully it goes sunshine. Yes, I left the seat. He gets very pissy when I leave the seat. All right. Uh-oh. Camera mount's falling apart. There we go. All right. Have you guys ever ran Challenger combines? No, I don't have any experience with Challenger combine. I don't think they're still making those. I think they discontinued those, maybe. They're definitely marketing the Fenton and Gleaner line a little bit more heavy now. I don't know. Maybe someone else can answer. But do they still make a Massey combine? And here we go. So when I'm applying, this field's calling for anywhere from 3 to 2.5 tons of lime an acre. The pH is pretty low on this. So speed-wise, when I'm putting on 3 tons, I can only run about 8.5 to 9 miles an hour before alarms start going on that I'm going too fast for the belt to keep up. Uh, just check and make sure we're throwing out. See, this thing was always telling you you're spreading, even if you're not, so you got to keep an eye on it. But whenever I'm putting on a lower rate, like one of the fields I did was only calling for 1 ton, I was able to move pretty good on it. I mean, we were 13 miles an hour. Basically, your limiting factor is how fast your web belt, your feed belt can keep up. But let's pop this thing off here and I'll show you what we're looking at. Right now, it's got auto shut off. I ran out middle ways through this pass, so we're not spreading anything at the moment. But here's your RPMs for your feed belt. There's your spinner RPMs. There's your target rate. There's what you're applying, and speed, so on and so forth. But that's kind of a little bit. That's on a virtual terminal, I mean, or universal terminal, or whatever they call that. So that's not ag leader screen. That's new leader screen, I guess. But it's on, going through the universal terminal, which makes it nice. That sprayer, I believe it's the same way, just with a Raven display. It's a ag leader display with a Raven controller. So see, like right here, we kicked back on where I missed a little bit on the first pass. Still getting the hang of turning with the 3-wheeler. I know I did a quick little 2-minute video on Facebook when first day I was using this thing. One of my buddies that's an AGCO rep calls me or texts me and says, you don't have to slow down as much with a Terracator. I was like, yeah, maybe. Rookie mistake. Because I guarantee you I'd been slowing down that much. Air ride rules. Air ride is nice. Man, I'm pretty far behind. Looks like a forage harvester controls. Yeah, it's pretty similar. I think Kloss uses this same cab in their choppers, so I would assume it's the same. Don't have any experience. A chopper seems like an absolutely awesome machine to run, though. I was talking to a couple of guys in San Antonio, and they were talking about running like a sugar beet harvester. I was like, I have no desire to run one of those. I want to run a chopper. I want to take in 20 to 20 whatever feet of corn at a time and just blow it into a truck. That looks really fun. 20K seems reasonable for a spreader. That was our old one, like I say. I mean, it was a good deal. That's why we bought it. With the rate, or with what it costs for us to hire our local CPS to spread, it basically took like a year and a half to pay for itself. So, yeah, that floater was a pretty good investment. I mean, even like that belt we had to put in this year, yeah, it's still well worth it to keep using it. What is the horsepower on this spreader? I think it's 400, but I could be wrong. I don't even remember where I've seen that. It uses the same Scadium. It uses the same engine as the sprayer we have. Now do jumping jacks since I'm a little late on that one. I guess go turn. We're just going nice and slow since we're reading comments. Like I said, we're going to finish up today. We actually have more lime to apply, but we're going to be out of lime. So I know that we will get done today, and this is really the only thing I've got on my agenda for the day. So nice. Might fire up the Traeger and do some barbecue on them. Nope, letting her eat a little too much, guys. Slow her down. You can see that product disappearing behind us, but I know it's not good for it, but have you done a wheelie? No, I have not done a wheelie yet. When you're in road mode, it's a little jumpy. When you're in the high side, it seems to have a 2-speed transmission. I mean, in field, it's nice and runs fine, but in road mode, it's pretty jumpy. So far, my only real complaint about this thing is that in the brakes. It doesn't seem like it has the greatest brakes. That said, I can't remember what our brakes are like in ours, so. Does Oxbo have any self-propelled manure spreaders in North America? I am not sure. That 5-wheel spreader, I think, is designed for solids like manure, but I could be wrong. All the people that are saying what engine this is, I can't pronounce that, but that's the one. Are you thinking about buying the spreader? Definitely not this year. And I highly doubt it, just because when we go to strip till, like I said, this year we're strip tilling liquid, but next year I would like to strip till dry fertilizer in. And if we do that, I mean, we just wouldn't have any need for this machine. I mean, other than lime, and this is just too expensive of a machine to have just to spread, like 1,000 acres of lime every couple of years. Yeah, hope we're getting a full read on stuff. I got me coming out of there and go just try to bounce it around a little bit. This thing does have a camera up here where you're looking down at your spinners. That is super nice because you can tell when you're not putting stuff out. I don't know that we're feeding all the greatest at the moment. There we go. I mean, with lime, or I don't know, it's not the most accurate way to apply a product with one of these. That is a fact. Someone asked me how long it'll take to see the effects of this lime. I highly doubt we see much effect this year just because of how late it is when we're putting it on. Had we maybe put this on in November or so, we might have been able to see the effects this year. But next year will probably be when we see the benefits of this investment. Lime is not the cheapest thing in the world, but like this pH of this ground right here was under 5. That's not good. I think it was like 4.2, 4.5 ranging. That's why we're putting so much on an acre. I would say we'll probably put more on next fall. Yep, we're starting to run out. Yep, better slow down. We're going a little fast too. What's the turning radius? It's quick. Person who Riley Phillips. If you want to ask questions about the combine, just email me or message me on Instagram. That'd probably be the easiest. What happened to your dad? He was in here earlier. He had one field of wheat. I thought he'd already top dressed, but he hadn't, so he went and did that. And I think him and mom were going out to lunch for Sunday lunch. He mentioned he still hasn't ran it. He rode with me in it. He mentioned stomping over and running it some so I could video him. But I don't know. You better hurry up. So I got one more bin of product left, and then we're done. Are you doing any double overlap? I'm not spreading twice per field, but I'm definitely throwing a little bit past the 60 feet I was shooting for. Especially whenever like a clump goes through, like a stuff is a little wetter, puts it out there. I'm hanging off the road probably like I'm spreading 80 feet. Uh, 4.5. How are you growing crops on it? This is our worst field, and we definitely seen it this year. These beans were about 10 to 15 bushel off from the rest of the farm, and that's mostly from pH. Now, not all of our soils are requiring lime application. For example, the river bottoms, they don't ever need lime. They're pretty high. They're 7.5. But a lot of the upground it requires lime maintenance on it. We have half a pump left, but unfortunately, this does not have section control, so we're going to be spreading a whole pass. But I think we have just enough product to do that. Like I said, we are overlapping a little bit. This probably is hard to get some lime on it. Nope, can't go that fast. Yep, see, we're dinging. We're going too fast. What's everybody else's weather like? I was getting some texts from some guys in the last couple of days saying they're pretty jealous because apparently it's cold everywhere else. I know this spreader, the only reason it's here now, like I knew this was coming. I didn't know it was coming when it came. The other guys that were demoing it, it's too soggy where they're at, so that's why we have it. Is Oxbo, um, I lost it, 60, 60, apparently it's 60 everywhere. Negative 27 in a snowstorm in Saskatchewan. Is that 27 Fahrenheit? Man, that is rough. 47 in Minnesota. So 47 in Minnesota, you guys are probably running around in t-shirts and going swimming, ain't you? The other day, whenever my combine was getting its PMI work done on it, we are out. But I'm going to, like I said, we're only applying there's maybe 30 feet right here that didn't get applied. And there's just a little bit hanging up, so we're just going to keep running so it falls out. But anyways, the mechanic that was working on my combines from Minnesota, and every time I see that man, if it's 30 or under or over, he's in the short sleeves. The other day was no difference. 30 degrees with like a 15 to 20 mile an hour wind, short sleeves. I guess he really likes the summertime here, though. Anybody getting ready to watch the NASCAR race? My cousin lives right back there, and I guarantee you he's watching it. I don't know if it's on yet or not. Darn time change is really messing with me. Our kids woke up this morning. They always wake us up pretty early, and I said, "What time is it?" to my wife. Ooh, there's a bump. And she, oh, where's that? She said, "It's 7:30." I said, 7:30? That's a miracle. They never sleep that late. It was not 7:30. It was 6:30. Time change. Yeah. If you don't have kids yet, that's one thing that kids do not understand. Weekends, times when you can sleep in, they don't get it. Just another day. Just deadheading back out of this field. What time is it there? It is 3:25. Now, I was trying to wait on this live stream to where everybody be out of church. Hopefully that happened. I guess maybe if it wasn't 60 degrees everywhere, that might have helped too. I'm sure everyone's outside playing. You plan on trading the old three-wheeler? No, like I said, I highly doubt it, just because we don't use a spreader enough to justify having a super nice expensive one. I don't know what this costs, but I mean it's substantially more than what we have invested in ours. I can tell you that. I mean, I'd be scared to put a price on what these are. I would say, I'd feel pretty confident saying they're upwards of $250,000. They're probably somewhere in the 350 to 450 range would be my guess. But again, I don't know. Yes. Stop here and grab a few questions before we hit on the road. Does it take long to spread a load of lime? Not with the rate we're applying. This field was 3 tons an acre, so let's just say I'd say we're probably getting 15 tons on every fill up at least. Cole, man, I'm gonna butcher your last name. Dang it, where'd it go? Malazowski. Thanks for the super chat, buddy, and thanks for watching the videos. But anyways, with the rate we're putting on, it does not take long at all to apply. I mean, if we're getting 15 tons on 3 tons an acre, I mean, we're only doing five acres. So like this field was 27 acres, and I started working on it 4 hours ago. No, I did grab a sandwich in there, but just a lot of loading. Heading back and reload this thing. Would you guys do farming simulator map of your farm? I don't know much of anything about Farm Simulator. I've never played it, so I don't really know what it entails to make a map of a farm. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I really wouldn't feel comfortable if like our farm was mapped out field by field for everyone to see. But can you spin the camera around? Yeah. I mean, you're just going to see the lane we're about to go out, but there we are. Shout out, please. That looks like a spam bot. Huh. I got a feeling the spam bot is just stealing everybody's questions. Do you think Oxbo would appreciate you trying the Dukes of Hazzard jump? I do not really think they would like that all that well. How old is your dad? Dad is just about to turn 70. In fact, his birthday might be the next live stream. It's in a week, I think. Yeah, about a week from today. Shoot, we're not in road gear or road mode. What am I doing? You guys got me all distracted. Now we've got to pull out here, stop, and shift. I don't think you have to stop, but the time I didn't, I couldn't go 38 miles an hour. I would only run 22. So here we go. It does bounce a little bit right through here. This road's pretty grooved out. I don't know if you can tell that, but right there and there and there and there. That seems to make me bounce a little bit when I'm empty. But all right, getting her up to speed here. I don't know, I'm pretty impressed with the ride because, like I say, with ours we'd be bouncing all over the place right now. But I mean, part of that could be the tires. So. Here we go. And I'm pretty happy that all that lime applied. I was kind of worried because some of that was really wet. Like I say, the bottom of the lime pile, she got a little wet. That and the tarp was completely missing off part of it, and it rained all day a couple days ago. But yeah, overall the ride is pretty good. I mean, for example, on my Fitbit, I only have 7,000 steps. If we would have been in my in the Targator, I'd have at least 30,000 right now. Now, in reality, I've probably only walked about 2,000 per day. Now, guys, bear with me on the chat. We'll stop right here, wait for that guy to get out of our road, and I'll answer a couple questions. How often do you take soil tests? We actually just applied or just joined Farmer's Edge last spring, so this is our first full year. They soil test every acre you put in their program, which is one of the main reasons that we went with Farmer's Edge. So this year, the first year we didn't put the whole farm in the program. We only put a third of it. So there's roughly 1,100, 1,200 acres. They were also tested, so that's pretty nice. Definitely liked that part. Man, that spam bot is all over this chat. As soon as we get stopped, she or it or he or whatever will be blocked. Don't think I should do that traveling down the road, but definitely spamming that chat pretty hard. That's one of my favorite parts about driving this. Push that stick forward and you're like in a rocket ship. Even more so than the 1038 because it goes faster. Yeah, she's pretty quiet in here. Not bad at all. Yeah. Right now we're running 1,800 RPMs, which I think that's full throttle for this engine. But in the field we only run like 1,200 RPM. So it's fairly fuel efficient. I don't know how to pull up what kind of gallons per hour we're using. I haven't really played with the chassis monitor on this machine just a whole lot yet. I don't think we're using all that much, but I'm not 100% sure yet. A little bouncy right here, but you can really see, maybe, if I don't wreck, you can really see the cab moving independently from the chassis. That's the airbags that are under us for the suspension, kind of cushioning us a little bit. Just about back to the line pile, so wasn't real sure how well live stream would go whenever I knew we were going to have to just do a lot of road traveling, but whoop. The good news is I don't have to go back to that field because it's done. Guess we could get the summary on that field. So on that field, 28 acres, we use 77 tons exactly, which is what we were calling for on our prescription. We are variable rating, and it comes out to 2.8 tons an acre. So yeah, that was actually perfect. We came out. Usually, you have your fields mapped, and you know pretty close to how many acres are in each field. And I say pretty close, I mean like within like an acre. But rarely ever does it come out exactly. And we were calling for exactly 77 tons on exactly 28 acres. That means I just skipped the right amount of the field when I was rounding the corners. Man, it's almost hot in here. I have to turn the air conditioner up. It is pretty sunny. If you've never been in a cab, when the air conditioner goes out, don't take long before you're sweating in it. I've chisel plowed before in the winter. Air conditioner went out on a sunny day like this. I mean, it was like 20 degrees, but it got hot. Eventually, I had to quit. Is anybody else in the field yet? Anybody doing any fertilizer, strip till, vertical till, any till? I know in Texas when we were down there at the commodity, they were people were already planting, but I guess it's the time for Texas planting. Now we won't be planting anything till I hope we can plant first week and second week of April is my plan. My brother being here this year, that's my hope. I want to start planting soybeans as early as possible. Everything I've seen shows that early planted soybeans, that's your ticket. And that makes sense to me because our first planted beans always do the best. I just always chalk that up to them being on the better ground. But I don't know. I think plant date does have quite a bit to do with it. Turning this bad boy around. Got a well-beaten path right here. Definitely going to need some more lime. We are about out. I don't know if that'll all fit in this box or not. Might not. I don't know. All right, let's flip this thing around and we'll answer some questions. Been going 38 minutes. We'll probably try to shut this thing off in an hour. Like I said, I don't have that little bit of line to go, so I'll probably just hang out right here. Where's the person that needs to be blocked? Where'd she go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There it is. Watch this. She gone. Boom. Oh, wait. Shoot. I just blocked the one message. This might take me a minute. Hide user from channel. There we go. Almost made him a moderator. Oh, man, there's another one. And they're gone. Goodbye. And there's another one. Good grief. Hide user from channel. If you're watching this after the stream, there's a bunch of bots in the chat that are spamming everybody. Oh, shoot, there's another one. And they have names like, go check out my pictures on this website. Crap like that. Wow, there's another one. another one. And they're gone. I have a very low bot tolerance. I don't know. Hopefully they're all out of here now. Brian, love your videos. Well, thank you. Pictures aren't that good. Down in Southern Illinois, we are putting on nitrogen. So in Southern Illinois, is that oh, there's another one. The crazy thing is these bots keep stealing everyone's comments. So they look normal when you're just reading through them. But anyways, in Southern Illinois, are you guys strip tilling or side dress or what? Put on anhydrous for your nitrogen? What kind of nitrogen are you doing? And also, is that tillable country? By that I mean the tillable whatever the heck their name is. I think that's their name. The people that send letters. What type of lime do you use? I can't remember what it is. I can't remember if this is high cal or high mag. I want to say it's high mag, but that's what that is what our soil tests were demanding. And there are so many bots. Wow. Hello from Makaton, Canada? Huh. All right. Brian, did you hear Mike Less's comment on you? I did. I wasn't real sure what he was talking about because I don't think I really mentioned anybody in that video. I mean, I put Tony Fast on there for a second, but that's about it. But he made an appearance in the next video. I mean, I put a sticker on my truck door. I mean, he's in pretty sacred company there. Did you? Yeah, that one. Anyone else drinking coffee right now? I mean, I most definitely am. I don't know who commented that. I'm seeing it from the bot, so I'm sure someone actually commented it and then the bot stole it, but that bot was just blocked, and now that bot is blocked. Getting tired of blocking bots. People are commenting about the bots. Oh boy. How old is your brother? All right, I'm 29. My brother's 41. I'll let you guys in on a little fun fact. We both share the same birthday. We were both born August 2nd. I'm the younger twin. He's the older twin. Love coffee. I love coffee too. Sometimes I crave water though. It's weird. Won't get much work done blocking bots. That is a fact. I drink coffee all day, every day. I'm pretty close to that. Yeah, me too. Someone asked how much coffee me and my brother drank, and I would say that we each account for at least one whole pot a day, at least. I know for a fact this is my 16 times 3, 45 ounces. So, oh man, I got a ways to go before I get to my gallon limit. Hello from Denmark. We're spraying wheat today. We've got a little bit of wheat we're spraying today also. I thought Dad got done the other day. He had one field he said was just too wet, so he's going back to finish it today. We just put LSWs on for the floaters on that thing, and they seem to be doing really well. Do you have any knowledge or thoughts on right to repair bills? Not much at all. No, not really. I'd have to do some checking up on that before I really gave any kind of input on it. Someone must be asking about George's Peterbilt. Yeah, that logo rode around on that truck for the whole day. BJ finally took it off because it started to rain. It's just a printed out piece of paper from the internet. Worked fine. Can we get George to bring the tea bucket out again? You'll have to ask George on that one. George is one of those guys that he's probably watching this, so I got to watch what I say. He's one of them guys that he will have something nice like that tea bucket, but he'll never drive it because he doesn't want to get it dirty or tear it up. So if I can catch him with it out again, we'll. Yep, that one's gone. If I can catch him with it out again, we'll throw it on camera real quick. There's no real like huge story behind that. I think he did put a motor in it actually, but I mean he didn't restore it or anything like that. Yeah, guys, I see the bots. I'm sorry. Would you get a gloss tattoo? I don't know. They would probably have to sponsor the channel like indefinitely for a lot of money. Yeah, I've never seen this many trolls either. Maybe one or two, but who's? I was watching somebody else's stream. I think it was How Farms Work, and they were doing the same thing to him, just not as many. But they were doing the same thing and like taking people's comments and putting it in there. Yeah. Do you know the Welkers? I met Nick and Scott at Louisville at the farm show in 2019, and yeah, we've stayed in contact. Great guys. I mean, I haven't met anyone on YouTube yet that you guys would watch that was just like a terrible person. Like everybody's pretty much the exact same as they were on camera, and yeah, we all get along pretty well. I mean, it's pretty neat to talk to them guys. We can usually bounce ideas off each other, so it's good. Never seen or heard of an Oxbo sprayer. Did you look into a Heggie? We did. We actually demoed a Heggie last year. I believe there's videos on that too. We really liked the Heggie. The Heggie definitely drove the best as far as like cushiony ride. A couple things that Dad liked better about the Oxbo. The Heggie, I can't remember if they're four. I think they're four-wheel independent suspension. Could be wrong though. But a lot of times we will go to the field with product in the sprayer. I mean, everything is pretty close on our farm. Everything is within a 5-mile radius. So usually we tend out of where our well is and just go from field to field. Dad would say that the Heggie was a little bit wobbly, especially going down the road. Even at low speeds, it would wobble a little bit more. He said his Miller wobbled a little bit, not quite as bad as the Heggie, but the Oxbow was very, very solid. He did say it didn't ride as cushiony in the field, but not bad. And that was his main thing that he liked about the Oxbow. Plus, look under an Oxbow sometime, and it's just streamlined. It's very simple. Everything's easy to get to. Whereas the Heggie, I don't know, it just seemed like they had a little bit more going on. But the main things that drove us to the Oxbow over the Heggie, big price difference, like 6-figure price difference. What kind of coffee is your favorite? Oh, that's from the bot. I don't know who commented that. Let me block that bot real quick. When I'm buying coffee to make myself, it's Black Rifle coffee. That's what I've been drinking. I can't taste a huge difference between that and Maxwell House or Folgers, to be completely honest. I like the company and what they stand for. Seems like a great company, very patriotic, and I like that. That being said, if I'm buying coffee, the local donut shop, it's called The Family Donut Shop. I love their coffee. I'm pretty sure it's just pre-packaged, pre-mixed Maxwell House. They just drop a filter full of coffee in. But yeah, it's delicious. That's what I'm drinking right now. If I'm going to town, we have a Tim Hortons. We have actually a couple of them in Chillicothe, and that's my favorite town coffee. As far as like, how do I drink it? I just drink black coffee. You want to blow someone's mind? Go to Starbucks and tell them you want a large black coffee. What do you want in it? Coffee and more coffee. Yeah, really all coffee. I mean, there's some I can taste the difference in, like McDonald's. I cannot stomach their coffee. Not my thing at all. Have you had Green Mountain coffee? I don't. When I was in Jamaica, I can't remember what their coffee like. I think it was like Blue Mountain coffee or something like that. But I don't know if that's a lot different or not. I don't know. Have you ever been to Ireland? I have not. I've never been across the Atlantic. I've been um, like in the Caribbean a few times, a few different countries, but that's pretty much it. Tim Hortons is mine. We don't have it in Indiana. That sucks. You want to just get a dry box for your current strip till bar or a whole new machine? It depends on how that bar performs. I would rather get a little bit different design bar. I don't know. We don't have much at all in that bar. Like I think we bought the bar for $5,000. We're probably gonna have to put like $2,000 or $3,000 worth of parts on it. So we don't have a lot in that setup. I would probably be okay with just, if money permits, getting a different setup. Too much coffee is bad for you. Yeah, so is everything else. I figure too much of this is better for me than too much alcohol or too much Mountain Dew. I used to drink a lot of Mountain Dew, and then I started peeing all the time, and I was like, that's probably not a good sign. Like, worried about like blood sugar, diabetes. So I don't do that anymore. Uh, hey, Mark, it was nice meeting you at the farm show too. You should come to Belize. I've actually been to Belize. Whenever me and my wife got married, we got married in 2011. We went to Belize. We went on a cruise and it stopped at Belize City. So been there. Yeah, turn these annoying tickers off. Starbucks mostly overpriced. Yeah, I think they are overpriced. How do you and your dad and your brother divide everything? Well, that's kind of personal, ain't it? What does your dad want for his birthday? He probably wants good weather, be my guess. His birthday's March 16th, so yeah, he probably wants good weather. Just watching your videos for the past month. Thanks for showing me about farming. Well, thanks for watching. Foo-foo coffee. Well, I'll be honest with you. Sometimes when it's hot outside, I do like a Tim Hortons ice cap. But that's about as foo-foo as it gets for me. I don't really like lots of sugar and lots of cream and stuff like that in my coffee. How many siblings do you have? I have one, my brother. When I was on the USS Saratoga in the 80s, we would get 5 gallon sealed cans of coffee that were canned in 1942 it tasted like coffee. It's good. Yeah. Do you drink much Gatorade? No, for the most part, I try to stay away from sugary drinks. Um, like 3 years ago, I started trying to lose weight. You can't tell now because I've gained a lot of weight in the past like few months. But I went from weighing 300 pounds to weighing 215 pounds. So when I started doing that, I pretty much quit drinking like sugary drinks, pop, stuff like that. So I drink water and coffee 90% of the time. When do y'all plan on starting planning? Really, we get warmer before everybody else. I mean, a lot of the other YouTubers, but we don't really start planning anytime sooner because our window's not near as short. Like I know when I started watching Millennial Farmer a couple years ago, I would notice that they would start planning before us a lot of times because they needed to get their get their growing degree days. Not the case here. So a lot of times corn April 20th to April 25th, and then for beans we have been like right around the same time, maybe a week later. But this year I do want to try to push that envelope. I would, if we can get beans in the ground April 1st, I would do it, but I highly doubt that happens. How much difference in the soil do you have between Astrobulia and your guys' dirt? I have no idea what kind of soil you guys have. We have a little bit of everything. For the most part, it's pretty sandy, but when you start moving away from the river, we start getting some heavier clay dirt and stuff like that. Sugary drinks make the dentist rich. That is a fact. Well, Jeffrey travels. Well, thank you for ordering the new yellow hat. Me and my wife were talking about when we posted them for sale, which ones would sell the best. She said, no one's going to buy these yellow ones. I said, I think they look pretty sharp. I bet that's the first one we sell. And you proved me right. How's your brother liking being back on the farm? I think he's enjoying it. Seems to be, happy and whatnot so far. So overall, I think he's having a good time. Uh, Been watching your videos for 9 months. Thanks for taking the time to make them. Hey, thanks for taking the time to watch them, guys. I kind of enjoy doing it. At this point, it's just become part of my life. I pretty much every day grab the camera and go. As long as people keep watching it, keep taking interest, I'll keep doing it. My birthday is March 16th. Well, happy early birthday, Brandon. It's almost planning time here, Carolina. I'm guessing you're from the Carolinas. Which, north or south? About the same. How many acres of wheat this year? You know, that's funny. I planted all the wheat and I can't remember. Uh, I think we had right around 380, maybe 400. I don't know. I'd have to look. I have it wrote down somewhere, and I also have where the varieties are. Can't remember where. We have thousands of dollars in record keeping software, and I can't remember where I got the varieties. Perfect, right? Just started planning today. Huh. Thanks for the time. It's 20:45 here, so I guess it'd be like 8:45 here. Better than midnight. Yeah, sorry about the. When I publish a video, I try to shoot for 6 o'clock Eastern time, just because the majority of my audience is in the United States. The majority of them are in the Midwest, which is would be 7 o'clock their time. I don't know, it'd be 5 o'clock their time. Yeah, 5 o'clock. Um, of course, after all the pain you went through getting the belt replaced in the Interrogator, you get a sweet Oxbo demo. Yeah, I'm not going to complain. The belt really wasn't that bad. I actually thought it'd be a lot worse, but not too bad at all, really. Do you like the big bud design and how the big bud works? I have no experience in a big bud. The only experience I really have with a big bud is I think I've seen one driving down the road one time, and I've seen the Walkers restore a couple of them, but that's pretty much it. Portugal, Australia. Huh. Thanks for tuning in, guys. One thing I did want to address. I know a lot of people, or well, not a lot. I've had a few people comment on like the dynamic that my brother, my father, and I have. Like, if it comes off, and especially like the shop videos, like we're giving each other a hard time, just keep in mind that like we're having fun with each other. Like no one is like being mean to one another. No one feels bullied. Um, you guys see me teasing my brother a lot. He teases me a lot. I don't always get that on camera, but yeah, we have a good time. So I did want to address that. My boss just called. Guess he buried the sprayer and ripped the boom off. Man, that's a rough one. Grab some pictures and throw them on Instagram. That'll make him happy, I'm sure. You're gonna start on the old barn this year. What do you mean start on it? I mean, I don't think we're ever going to restore it. I would love to, but it's just we don't have the money to do it. It would probably cost 100 grand just to restore that old barn, and I really hate to tear it down, but I don't know. It's kind of one of the things we just never talk about. Thank you, Simon. Burying a sprayer is no fun. Yeah, we've been there. I don't have any pictures of it on Instagram, but I might throw one up there. I've got a picture of Dad and his Miller. It would have been around 2013. And he's buried up past the planetary, nose first. Yeah, that was a bad day. After that, after we got it unstuck, he promptly ran over a deer antler on the next pass, and then we had to change the tire in the middle of the field. Fun times, fun times. That was pre-YouTube. That'd have been a good one. There'd have been a lot of working words. A lot of working words. So, are there any dairy farms near you? There are a couple. There's only one real big one that I can think of. It's a Dutch dairy. It's right around 800 or 900 cows, I believe. Um, I don't know, they're 30, 40 minutes away. Do y'all own any more businesses? Well, we did own Brown's Lawn and Garden, but it went out of business, and that's why my brother's filming with us now. So, other than that, nope. It's just the farm now. Or are you going to tear it down, sell the wood, and make some money? I guess you're talking about the barn. I don't know. I'm hoping to build a house in the next couple of years, and part of me wants to follow that wood and use it in the house in some way. Another part of me does not think that I would ever actually do it, so I don't know. I would like to have a couple of the beams. There's some pretty big oak beams in it that would make a pretty cool mantle or something like that. If we tear it down, I do want to keep something and then try to use it in our house that we build. If you guys don't know what Barney's talking about, if you go back in my playlist, there's a video of us talking about our old cattle barn. Uh, that was probably one of the more emotional videos I've ever made, believe it or not, just because, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of family history there, and it's just, I don't know, it kind of makes me sad at the state that barn's in. But like I said, it's kind of one of them things where you hate to put a lot of money into it because it doesn't do anything for us anymore. So it is what it is. Your audio is kind of being weird. Man, sorry. I don't know how to fix it. I'm just on a cell phone, so I think it just is what it is. How wide does the gator spread, or I'm guessing you're talking about this spreader versus the other one. I don't know what you can set this one to. I mean, you can kind of control that. I would assume it'll spread 80 or 90 feet, I would imagine. I think that's what our Terragator will spread. You should call Barnwood Builders. Might have to look into that. Man, Cole, thanks. Thanks again, buddy. You shouldn't. I appreciate it, though. That'll buy a cup of coffee. Sounds like your mic is breaking down slowly. Well, sorry about that. Maybe if I get a little closer. Oh, this is a fairly new phone. It should be okay, but I don't know. Seems like I have bad luck with iPhones lasting. I've only broke one, but they just start getting real glitchy. I think it's from being in my pocket and getting all sweaty and stuff. I don't know. What spreader box does the Oxbo have? This has a new leader 4500. I'm sure you said this before, but I've never heard. How many acres do y'all farm? Farm 3,500 acres. Now the headset's not the live stream should be right there. I mean, I just turned it off. Did it get any better? I don't think it worked. What's your corn and bean basis? We got a -1 and a -43. Man, that's kind of rough. I can't remember what ours is. We just sold quite a bit of corn at like 4. I want to say 410. Might have got 415 out of it, but I can't remember what our basis was. It dropped. I mean, it's pretty low now. Our price, our actual bid. I can't remember what the basis is. I have to look. Oh, it did get better. Huh. I didn't think this would actually function as a mic for the live stream. I'll be darned. Well, heck with this thing then. Everyone always asks me what these are. These are headsets. And they always ask, does it work really well? I almost never use it to talk with. I only use it pretty much to listen to music. That's one complaint I have with this thing. The radio sucks. By suck, I mean I can't Bluetooth my phone to it. I can, but then I can't hear anything. So I've just been listening to it on my headset. That's why the cab seems so quiet. Yeah. How does it work? I don't know. Turned your captions on for the last video and laughed. Yeah, if you guys don't know, one of the fun things to do for our channel. Apparently, Google struggles with Southern Ohio accent, or we just talk really bad. I don't know which one it is. But if you go into, let's see here, I'll just show you. I think it's right there. No, right there. You can turn on the closed captions. It says captions not available because this is live, but turn those on and be prepared to laugh. They do not translate dad very well at all. They usually botch mine and my brother's too, but it seems like they definitely have the most trouble with Dad's. You must have a positive basis. I think I can't remember what it is. Usually whenever I look, I'm usually just looking at our cash bid for that when I'm selling, like, you know, unless I'm for contracting. But yeah, I know we did have a good basis. I know it was definitely better than a one under. The subtitles for your dad are hilarious. Google Translate have troubles with everyone. Do most farmers use liquid fertilizer against granular when planting corn? I don't know. We use liquid for side dressing, but we do use a granular fertilizer. We will, I mean, after we get, if this spreader is still here, you will see us putting on potash with this machine. I doubt it'll be here still, but yo, just got on. What are we doing? Let's get moving. Well, right now the floater is empty, and I got to get out to fill it. So I was just going to stream the rest of it. I mean, I guess I could try to fill it. So you guys want here? Just bear with me. I've got to take off this little cap here. Put a magnet on this. We'll give this a try. This might be towards the end of the stream. I don't know. Got to find my little magnet. Trying to rig up something to hold my phone. Oh my God! Another bot. Block that one. Hide user. Someone said, when are you going to get started turbo tilling? BJ was actually working on the turbo till yesterday. You guys remember last year whenever I popped one of the baskets off of it? Well, we haven't fixed that yet. That was yesterday's project for him. It's supposed to rain, what day is it supposed to start raining? I think it's supposed to rain tomorrow night. If that rain misses us, we can probably start turboing in the next couple of days. I mean, like I say, it's 60 degrees, the wind's blowing. I mean, I bet this field's fairly dry over here. Just walk right over here. I mean, that last field that I was spreading in, I wasn't tracking up anything, so. It's still pretty tacky, but I mean, it's not quite workable yet, but I'd say in a couple of days it would be. We're probably going to turbo all the fields that we just applied lime to, just kind of incorporate that in a little bit. Jump up in this thing. I'll flip you guys around here. Explain dressing. Side dressing, that's in season. We will come in with our sprayer. There's a couple ways to side dress. What we do is dribble it on with our sprayer. Basically, when you're side dressing, you're putting on liquid fertilizer in between the rows of standing corn. So that's what side dressing is. Just an in-season application of fertilizer. This is a lot easier with two hands. Yeah, if you guys are still watching, hit the thumbs up. And if you're not, subscribe to the channel. See if we can't spill lime all over this thing. Oh, it probably helps if we'd put this in gear. I was wondering why we weren't going anywhere. Oh, go the other way. Go the other way. Over there. Definitely easier with two hands. There, I got an idea. I'm just going to put you guys. I think this will hold right there. Bear with me here. We got to move a camera mount. All right, I think that'll hold. Hopefully it does, or my phone's going to get run over. Now I can use both hands. I can't see any comments at the moment, so once we get this loaded, I'll answer them.
Before anyone says that the loader needs greased, it was greased before it left the shop. Stuff's sticking in the bucket just a little bit. What's everybody think of the overall design of that spreader? Some people say it's ugly. I think it ain't too bad. I mean, the color's kind of growing on me. I don't know about the white wheels. I'm not sure on that one yet, but overall, I like it. Come on, get out of there. Wish this loader would reach just about a foot higher. Then we could get more fertilizer on here. Guys, sorry about not getting any comments answered. Just hang on with me. Let me get this thing loaded, and then I'll get back to the chat. We're dumping lime on her. Definitely gonna have to blow this thing off today when we get done, because I've got lime all over it. Come on, get out of there. Probably gonna have to jump off here as soon as she keeps calling. Someone inconveniently parked a bunch of pallets right in my way. Might have been me though. She's a little high right there. That'll work, go. Normally I would try to pile on some more, but we can't fit the rest of that on this next batch, or on this batch, but we can on the next, so we'll just go ahead and get back in the floater. Grab this thing. See if we can't break our neck getting out. If you're gonna break your neck, you might as well do it live. Alright. Have you taken any sweet jumps? No. What kind of work boots do you use? Actually, I normally wear shoes. Right now I'm wearing a pair of Ariats, but that's not normally what I wear. These are my fancy boots. Stopped watching Larson's video to catch this stream. Thank you. What you cooking your wife for dinner? Oh, that's my wife. Well, darling, I don't know what we have to barbecue, but I feel like grilling. So probably some chicken, maybe some steak. I don't know what you guys are looking at. Let me get this straightened out. There we go. Let's catch up on some comments here. Ooh, what the hell? Let's see here. Do y'all save seed to replant? We've been very fortunate with replant. Haven't had to replant anything in quite a while. So we're pretty fortunate there. Just put us in your pocket like harmless farmer. I did my thumbs up. Thank you, Jeffrey, and thanks for the hat purchase. Should be sending that out tomorrow. Has that thing got a Hemi? Nope, no Hemi here. Yeah, if you guys haven't checked out Harmless Farmer, I highly recommend it. If you need inspired or you just need reminded that your situation ain't as bad as you think it is, and that you can still do anything, go check out Andy Detweiler. The man is amazing. Spray it with Pam. That's what that bucket needs. That is a fact. I like the small hood. I do too. As far as driving, it's pretty handy. You know, one thing I need to do is figure out what field we're going to. Being that we don't have a lot of line, we're trying to hit the ones that need it the most first. Check this out. I'm official. Got me a fancy clipboard. Alright, so... this is a Farmer's Edge report. It doesn't break it down per farm, it breaks it down just in a list of fields. I'm trying to figure out which one we're close to at the moment. Let's go with the tons. What needs the most? Cross this one off. That one's done. That one's done. That one's done. That one don't need much. Actually, we have that right here. Might do that right now. Let's see what else. No. Sorry if I'm talking to myself. Trying to figure out where we're going to go apply next. Okay. We can start on that one, but we can't finish it. Don't have enough to finish that one. That one's got tile lines through it right now. Well. Alright. I know where we're going now. We got a long way to go. A short time to get there. Oh, darn park brake. Gets me every time. right, we'll go put this bin on just for people that haven't actually been with us while we're applying, and then we'll probably end the stream because I'm running out of stuff to talk about. I can be pretty windy when I need to be, though. You guys want to check out the scenery? Oh, maybe not. Ah, spin around. Dang it. There we go. Look at that field. Ain't it looking pretty? That was the one we ripped there last month. That is actually going to be the scene of a test plot. More details to come on that one. This thing's not very wide. People don't get out of your way. But I did about flatten a teenager there on the way back from one of the fields. He turned right in front of me. He about got it. So right now we're going 38 miles an hour. Like I said, one of my main complaints is that it doesn't seem like it has much brakes to it. So, and it seems like it freewheel coasts quite a bit. Like when I pull back on this stick, it'll coast pretty good. It just seems like CVT transmissions that I've been around kind of pull you back maybe a little bit more. Maybe not. I could be wrong here. But like right now, I'm pulling all the way back, and we're not really slowing down. And we're going 30 now down the hill, so I guess we're slowing down a little bit. That over there to the right is Never Never Land. You get in that, you're stuck. There's a swamp over there, so you got to watch how close to the edge we get. Now, I didn't realize this, but apparently the roads that we live on are tiny. I know when Ron from Harton Farms was out here, he seemed pretty appalled that we take combines down this little road right here. So like right now we're coasting. Are there more bots in the chat? Do they just wait till I'm on the road? One thing a lot of people in the last video asked, and on Instagram and Facebook and whatnot, is this the same as a prolonger or pronger? Or, I don't know. Oxbo has a different name in Europe. I can't remember what it's called. It starts with a P. And the answer is yes, I'm pretty positive it's the same. One thing that kind of surprised me with this machine, like going up that hill, didn't really look down much. I mean, we have some weight back there. She goes right up it like a champ. See this railroad right here? I find it funny that buses and stuff still stop for it. It's condemned. There's trees growing up on it to the right and left. Like growing through the tracks. Like, not going to use that railroad. I promise. Yep, there's another bot. Kayla, if you're still in the chat, block the bots. She probably doesn't know how to do that. Yeah, this part of the road's a little bit windy, a little narrow. The combine ain't bad because you fit, and I mean, you're not going to be the one that crashes. But you definitely have to take off your head when you move down through here. Like, I was pretty shocked when I realized that a lot of people don't have to ever take off their platform head. We take ours on and off. I don't even know how many times a year, but it's a bunch. There's one of the fields that got tiled where the quad track got stuck. We're actually going to go spread the field that the thing got stuck in, like the first video got stuck. See, in that video, we got a quad track stuck that day, and then the field right across from the bins, I was ripping. That's how much difference there is in soil types and just natural springs. This bridge right here is 18 feet wide. Combines are 17 and a half. That makes it fun. All right, that one's the target. That's where we're heading. Another cool building on the farm, that right there is a hand-hewed cabin, but it's fallen down pretty bad. Yeah, no one's lived in that thing in decades. Dad says he can remember someone living in it when he was a kid, like in the 50s, but it's in pretty bad shape now. They're all pretty much hollow. Alright, now we're in the field. You guys want to see what we got to do now? Now, first thing we got to do is stir and park. Put it in turtle mode. Turn flashers off. Take it out of road mode. Go to our field. Oh, man, we got the field. Perfect. Now, we've got to bring up our RTK file. Maybe. There we go. Sorry about the screen flashing like that. It's not doing that in person. Now we got to find the field in here. Look at that. We have two fields basically named the same. They're on the same farm too. Makes it real confusing. Anybody else have confusing field names? So there's our zone. Now see, like these areas where there's nothing, we're applying nothing, but right through here we're applying a lot. So now we've got that imported. Basically, by variable rating this lime, if we weren't doing that, we'd probably be putting a flat, like 1.5, 2 tons an acre on here. Doing it this way, we're saving quite a bit of lime. Like where we don't need it, there's no need to put it on there. So bring up our universal terminal, and here's where we can see what the bed is doing. So see here. Now we'll turn this on. This should start the spinners. See, they're spinning now. And now we will turn on. See, that means that whenever I see how these are green, whenever I pull forward, the belt will start moving. So make a new pattern, smart path. Basically, smart path is what you use on your ends. Man, we might run out of battery. Use that on your ends, and it will steer for you. So that's why I use smart path. But anyways, let's quit talking and get to spreading. Now I just drive. Oh, got to get out park every time. All right, here we go. Let's see, right here is a pretty heavy application. Like right now we're putting on 2.5 tons an acre. So not able to drive super fast. 7.5 to 8.5 miles an hour. See, right there our rate just dropped to 2,000 pounds an acre, 1 ton. But now we're back up to 5. So see, it's just, that's what variable rate's doing for us. We're just going through different zones where it has different rates, which is pretty nice. Like I say, saves a lot of lime. Lime's not cheap per acre. Like a ton of lime, I think, is 12 bucks. So on acres where you're putting 3 tons of lime, you know, you've got a pretty big investment there. got a pretty decent grade here. Also, another place that'd be pretty cool to see a fit momentum planer, I must say. Hint, hint, if anyone was listening, that's me saying I'd like to try one. Subtle hints, subtle hints. Oh man, that's crooked. I don't like being on crooked ground on a three-wheeler. Now, one thing I keep forgetting to mention, the Oxbo has some kind of all-wheel drive system. Basically, this thing's three-wheel drive. They claim it's extremely hard to get one of these stuck. Right there is where we got our floater stuck last year. So if it's still here, maybe we'll get it stuck. I don't know. It's pretty muddy right there. I mean, I could probably get it stuck there if you guys want. You want to do that on live stream? They probably wouldn't like it. We probably better not. Dad wouldn't like it either. In fact, his sprayer's right up there. I can see him washing it off from here. He's probably wondering what in the heck am I doing down here. He didn't know which field I was going to next. See, like right here, we don't really need any fertilizer or any lime. Very low rate. It's pretty neat to watch that spinner just actively changing as you're going through the field. Here's where the tile line goes through, where we got that quad track stuck, and the John Deere saved it. Might be a little soft right here. Slow way down. She's definitely subbed quite a bit. Right here, our rate is 0. There's absolutely no line being applied right now. Pretty neat to see that. This is the first field I've been in where it had a zone with absolutely no line being needed. So this first pass I do have to steer. So second pass I'll start the chat. We still don't have any line. I don't have a whole lot left. I wish I could tell where the zones are. You might be able to pull that up, but I don't know how to do it. Tell you what, I'm going to stop and I'll answer a few comments. Then we're probably going to end the stream because my phone's about to die. I've been going for an hour and a half. So, oh, we got a bunch of spam bots. Hide. You're done. No one's tapping your photos. You're done too. Good grief. This one's done. Man, I'm sorry for all these bots, guys. I've never seen it this bad. I've got some mods. They just ain't here, I guess. Just saw your cameo on Welker's Commodity Classic coverage. Haven't seen their video yet. Have to check that out. Do you guys own or rent farms? We own some acres and we rent some farms, and yeah, works out pretty good. Do you guys own this farm? We do, in fact, own the farm that we are on right now. Do you plan to gain more acres? I would absolutely love to gain more acres. Yeah, I would love to. It's just hard to find. Part of Ohio that we live in is kind of on the heartbreak. Part of Ohio we live in is kind of on the edge of farm country. You go much further one direction, there is no more farm ground. So it's just hard to find acres in this area. But yeah, if anyone knows of any ground, we are definitely open to it. Man, this is going to be real rough. Look at here. This is where the quad got stuck at. This will probably be a little bumpy. Actually, I don't know if Dad's came in here and smoothed this up. Don't look half bad. But guys, thanks for hanging out with me this Sunday. Made things pretty fun. To be honest with you, spread line gets pretty monotonous, so it was pretty cool to hang out. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the stream if you would, and if you're not, subscribe to the channel if you like it. Next video should be out tomorrow at 6. That's my plan. I probably ought to start editing it when I get home. But yeah, thanks, and everybody have a good evening.